Most companies believe they are customer focused. Some even believe they are customer obsessed. Those two things are not the same, not even close. And the confusion between the two is costing companies their most loyal customers, quietly, consistently, and completely unnoticed. Welcome to 50 Minutes Customer Obsession. I'm Peggy, your host, and this is the place where we turn touch points into trust points. And today, we dive deep into the question, what is the difference that changes everything between customer focus and customer obsession? And the question that tells you immediately which one you are actually. Which side are you? Let's go. I was recently in a restaurant. Great concept, thoughtful design, a team that clearly cared. We arrived, me and my friend, and waited. I was looking around, long, 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes, and this can be really, really long, standing there in the entrance, alone. No greeting, no eye contact, nothing. Then we moved into the restaurant, and then someone came running after us. Apologetic, efficient, pleasant. We were seated, menus arrived, food came. All was running well from the technical part. The resume was, have I ever felt welcome, seen? Not once in the entire evening did anyone created that moment of genuine connection. Maybe once because finally I got recognized because actually I was in that restaurant before, 10 days before. I got recognized, but apart from it, it was pure transaction from start to finish. And when I left, the manager was not giving a fond farewell. Not even a glance. I watched the manager actually the whole evening. He was everywhere with the team, checking, guiding, running after them, managing the operation. He was completely on top of his people and completely absent from his customers. The customer fell literally through the cracks. Not because the system failed, because nobody was watching the customer, only the team, let's say the system was set wrong. And that is the difference between customer focus and customer obsession. And it happens in restaurants, in hotels, in companies, in every industry where leaders manage an operation and forget to manage the experience. Customer focus asks, is the team performing? Are they following standards and processes? And customer obsession asks, how is the customer feeling right now? One is transactional and the other one is transformational, connectional. That's how I call it. The connection has to be established. And the gap between them is exactly where loyalty is won or lost. What I observed in that restaurant in that particular moment is not just a service problem. Also, of course, it is a pattern I see in many places, in companies, in institutions, in the society. The company that revolves only around itself, about themselves. It's around its own processes, its own metrics, its own internal world, until the customer, the only reason the company exists, becomes invisible. They don't leave with a complaint. They leave with silence. And silence in business is the most expensive sound there is. Here is what surprises me the most. It is not obvious to everyone that the customer is the one keeping the company alive, not the processes, not the strategy, not the design, not the team. It is the customer alone. No customer, no business. Let's dive deeper. Customer focus is a strategy. It says we organize our processes around the customer with a focus on them. We measure satisfaction, we map the journey, we have a department that is called customer experience, and we track the NPS. Customer focus is important, of course, necessary, table stakes, and completely insufficient, for my point of view, for genuine loyalty. Because customer focus asks, is the team performing? Are the numbers the way we want them? The manager in my restaurant was customer focused. His team was performing according to him. His processes were running and his customer, well, was invisible to him. Customer focus watches the operations and the customer is in the input to the system, the metric to be measured. I was there as a client. I consumed. I generated revenue. I came, ate, and left. And this is the journey, how it was mapped. Not a human being to be seen. On the other hand, customer obsession is not a strategy alone. It is a leadership orientation. It asks a fundamental different question. How is the customer feeling right now? And what do they need before they know they need it? Customer obsession means customer is not on an input to your system. The customer itself is the reason your system exists. And the difference lives not in the organizational chart. It lives in where the leaders' eyes are pointed at the team and as well at the customer. The manager in my restaurant never looked at us. Really. He glanced over, smiled from far. Not when we arrived, not during the meal, not when we left. He was obsessed with his team and his customers felt it immediately. In that situation was me. This happens in every industry, in SaaS companies whose onboarding runs perfectly, but the new customer feels alone after day one. And B2B firms whose project is on track, but the decision maker hasn't heard a human voice in 3 weeks. The retail brand whose checkout is frictionless, but nobody said goodbye at the door. Different industries, same gap. The operation runs. The customer falls through the cracks. Let me pinpoint that a little bit more clearer to you. Customer focus is, what does our data say? While customer obsession says, when did I last talk to our customer? Customer focus says, our NPS is 72. We are doing well. Customer obsession says, what is our best customer actually feeling right now today? The list is long. And what I will do is I will do an Instagram post comparing the two and put as many as I find or as there is space in that comparison. So go to my Instagram account at Amelung & Partners and you can see it really clearly. Amazon famously described customer obsession as leaders start with the customer and work backwards. And that sounds simple, but most companies do the opposite actually. They start with the product, the process, the quarterly target, and work forward to justify it with the customer language. Customer obsession is not a department. It's not a budget line. It's not a quarterly initiative. It is a question every leader has to ask himself every day. Am I close enough to my customer right now to know what they actually need? Not what the survey says alone. Not what the insights team reported. What the human being in front of your product or service is actually experiencing today. If you cannot answer that question without opening a dashboard, you are customer focused, not customer obsessed. And that gap, quiet, invisible, unmeasured, is where your most loyal customers are slowly leaving. Customer focus asks what the customer wants. Customer obsession asks who the customer is before they are known themselves. So, and here comes my human or hype of the week. Very clear, it's a hype that the customer journey map replaces direct customer, like I explained and described it before. And it's fully human when the journey map is updated by leaders' behavior who spend time with real customers. And, well, I'm telling you, this is not just a trend. This will make the difference in the future. This is future-proof. Now we come to red flag or green flag of the week. How leaders stay connected to the customer reality. A leadership team reviews customer data monthly or daily. If it's well organized, NPS trends, complaints, categories, resolution rates. The customer is always on the agenda as a number. Nobody asks a question. They read the answers collected last quarter. Google just held its annual developer conference in Mountain View in California, and the entire event was built around one idea: the agentic future. AI that doesn't just answer, AI that acts. And what does that mean for how we interact with information? The future is not searching. The future is asking. Find me the best rated hairdresser in Amsterdam. Sort my options by what matters most to me. Specific, human, contextual questions. And if AI is moving towards asking better questions, why are most leadership teams still only reading last quarter's answers? Red flag is a leadership team that only reads data about customers but never asks them anything directly. KPIs tell you what happened yesterday. A real question tells you what matters today, and only one of those builds customer obsession. So if we come to green flag, a leader who masters the art of asking. Customers, team members, frontline staff, ask. This is my suggestion to you right now. And here is a concrete practice. I love that. I'm also a coach. I'm a life coach, a certified life coach. And I'm looking every day always for the right question. And instead of a quote of the day, have a question of the day. Not a quote on the wall. Exchange that with a question. One question. Post it every morning for the entire team. Put it on your lineups, put it on your information that you share with your team. What did a customer say to you today that surprised you? Where did you see a customer hesitate? What did you do? What is the one thing a customer needed today that we weren't designed for or not able to provide? That practice over weeks and months builds a muscle of genuine customer attention and creates this connection that we need in the future. It turns a team from KPI readers into customer-obsessed humans sharing stories. Green flag, the leader who asks more than they measure. Who has a question of the day, not a quote of the day? Who treats every customer interaction as living intelligence, not just as data point to be logged? And here it comes, my question for you for the next week, actually for tomorrow morning. Before you open the dashboard, before you check the KPIs, ask one person in your team. What did a customer needed yesterday? What we were not designed for? And listen to what comes. If you can't remember, that is your answer and your next step. One more thing, if you are thinking now, yes, that is us, we are in that internal loop, we are the ones who are focused on processes and we are running after numbers, then contact me and we go through it and I see in which way we can turn the ship towards direct customer connection. Tell me what you're seeing in your organization and I will let you know what I would say to your team. This was episode 9 of the second season of 15 Minutes Customer Obsession. And if this landed, take the GHX pressure test, find out where your organization is focused and where it is truly customer obsessed. Don't forget, AI is great, but humanity is the driving force. See you next Tuesday.